guys, I know it's been a while. I always say that, but here we go. This is Pluto in the ninth house, and let's get started. A quote that I feel like is going to characterize this whole placement is fiercely hold on to your truth. That's what you do when you have a Pluto in the ninth. So Pluto is death, regeneration, transformation. The ninth house is education, philosophy, foreign travel, and travel in the mind, and higher education. So with a Pluto in the ninth house, basically you have a deep desire to understand the world around you, and you want to understand it in a philosophical way. And you do this through three main ways. So the first way is religion, travel, and the third way is school. So starting with religion, we have the planet of extremity in a house that covers religion. So you can have a religious extremist, a religious zealot, somebody who could, even in lesser terms, maybe, you know, you never miss a Sunday service, or if you're Muslim, you never miss prayer. You know, you have to pray 5 times a day. You are somebody who wants to really closely follow religion because you feel like religion is the truth and you don't want to stray from that. Why would I do something that's not the truth? Why would I not follow this if I believe in it? And because you have Pluto in the ninth, you don't just believe it, you passionately believe it. It's like it's in you, it's in your soul. This could be somebody who may take the Bible literally, or the Ramayana, which is, I learned about this in high school, I can't remember, but I know it's the blue person, I don't mean to be offensive, and the story, the journey that they're on, the journey of Vishnu, I believe it is. And a lot of people in India, just like in America with Noah's Ark, are like, that didn't happen, it's just a parable for us to learn a lesson. And some people are like, no, it really happened like that. So when you have Pluto in the ninth, your religion, you take it seriously, and probably more seriously than people around you. Most people don't, especially as humans evolve, like last couple hundred years, religion becomes less and less a part of our everyday society. And I think people become what they say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. No, but you are religious and spiritual. Ninth house is also about foreign cultures and foreign travel. So you may be interested in foreign religions. And this is somebody who I would see that will go on, like, maybe not a world tour, but you're gonna go to different countries and different places, and you're gonna learn about their religion and their beliefs, and you're going to see how you feel about it, see what it sparks in you, and then you're gonna compare it to your own, maybe come back. And this is somebody who could this can go two ways. Either you are very extremist and you're like, let's just say you're a Christian, you live in America and you're in the Bible Belt, and you're like, I don't respect the Muslim culture, I don't agree with Muslim, you know, religious beliefs, I don't agree with Buddhism or Hinduism, or the different religions that are out there. So you can be intolerant, or you can have this transformative aspect that shows the extremity of Pluto. That's one way it can be expressed. If you want to take religion and foreign travel and the transformation aspect of Pluto, you mix those all up, you can have a person who goes and sees all those things and they come back and they're a very different religion. Maybe you were, you know, a very devout Christian. You go to Asia and now you are a devout Buddhist. Still believing and following your religion closely, believing it to be the truth, but tying in together that need in yourself to go search for the truth, go search for what is real. Is what I believe in real? And that is what underscores everything. The second way that you seek to understand the world around you in a Plutonian way is through travel. So these are people, like I said, you may travel to learn about different religions. You may travel for your religion. I know in Islam, the pilgrimage to Mecca is, and like going in the circle is something that they encourage Muslims to do if you can make it. And so that will be very important to you and very transformative to you. Like, you may come back from these religious pilgrimages a different person. You may just be inspired, like, by seeing all the people, and you know, there are old people who walk very slowly and they hold hands, and there are kids and there's women and everybody, and that just might be very inspiring to you. You may come back different. Not that you might change your religion, because you might, but that you may have a new view on it, new eyes. You may be more inspired. So religious pilgrimages, traveling for religion, somebody that's like a missionary, something like that, I really think would be a good thing for this placement to do. And the reason that this is because I was trying to tie these three things together. Travel equals learning. We can learn about different cultures in a book. We can watch the Food Network and see how people make food here and there. But it's not until you go there, till you see it, that you really get it. And that's why, like, even when you're learning a foreign language, I mean, how many of us have took a foreign language in high school and middle school, and you only know how to say a few sentences in Spanish, if that? That's why they say total immersion is best. Go over there, immerse yourself in it. You are really extremely attracted. So this is like Scorpio. So there is intense, obsessive attraction to foreign cultures. And so even if you're not going over there for religion, you do want to understand the world and what the truth is about the world. Not so much in a religious sense, but just in a worldwide sense. If I've lived my whole life in Los Angeles, California, that's a very specific way of living than if I were to go to Alaska and then to India and then to China and then circle the globe and really come back and say, maybe the different parts of culture here, just like when you take different parts of religion, I might take different parts of culture from this place and from this place or this person or that person and bring it back, and now I am transformed. Travel will transform you. I mean, just small examples. Like, okay, let's take LA for example. You know, we've got this very glamorous, I believe Beverly Hills is there, you know, overconsumption, capitalist American culture. And you might go to like a smaller village in another country and see like they're more simple, they're more slow. You may go to New York, which is quick and bustling, and then you may go down to North Carolina where you just are like walking freely and there's not a half or a tenth of the people in your vicinity. So in that way, you've learned. You can read all the quotes you want, like, oh, stop and smell the flowers, but it's not until you go there and you actually stop and smell actual flowers. It's not until you go to New York and you're in the hustle and bustle of it that you truly have learned it and know it in your soul. You have the facts enough to form an opinion about how you'd like to live your life. You may watch a lot of foreign movies and world news. And the third way that you seek to understand the world around you and that you seek truth is through school and is through higher education. And, you know, not to say middle and high school is bullshit, but we're talking about college and beyond. You know, graduate and undergrad. You want to learn and you'll be very obsessed with like learning everything. You'll be very intense in the classroom. Even if you're not someone who speaks a lot in class, you may be the person that just always gets perfect grades, or you may be a person that's always adding to something, always answering the questions, always asking questions, always like adding to the conversation. You're actively participating in your post-secondary education because it means a lot to you, and you're not just going to sit by and kind of doodle and like look about. You really want to feel like you're learning something and like you know something, and that's going to mean a lot to you. And these are people I think that could go very far and would be happy to go far in their post-secondary education. And some people I feel like just want to have a degree just to say they have a degree, and this might be that, it might not. But either way, it makes you feel good. And so whatever your reasons are for going to college is not bad. So when it comes to school, I mean, obviously you can study anything in college. You're going to be attracted to more Plutonian topics. Anything to do with maybe like accounting, finance, other people's money, anything that is like sexuality based, so like a human sexuality class, like gender studies class, women's studies is going to be big for you. Maybe like foreign cultures, foreign languages, you do really well to study in those. Yeah, things that are about digging deep. I can't really think of anything like off the top of my head, but Plutonian topics will fill your schedule, if not just your interest, your mind. Something else that came to me when I was like researching this was you're passionate about teaching and you're passionate about education, and that doesn't just go one way. It's not just you trying to learn everything. The movie, and it's a little cheesy, so I'm gonna warn you guys, but I thought of it when I was doing this, is Freedom Writers, and I think it's with it's with Hilary Swank. And just that stereotypical trope of a teacher going into like a bad school or underfunded school, and she's trying to turn the kids around, but you are more trying to do it not so much because you care about the kids, but because you care about education, which still helps the kids. But you're that teacher, and I've seen teachers at schools that if the school doesn't have enough supplies, they'll buy the supplies, or they'll just go above and beyond in their teaching position because they think it's important. Like, to you guys, you might be like, what's more important than the teacher? If the teacher doesn't care, then why should I care? And I think we can all think back to school, and we've been in a classroom where teacher doesn't really give a fuck and kids just kind of walk out and come and go. I've definitely experienced it. But when the teacher shows that they care, it gets the kids involved, it gets your brain involved, they're learning, and it just helps you with your passion for teaching. So I would say being a teacher of any kind would be great for you because you're going to make sure to do it right. I mean, there are teachers that are good, and I respect teachers, but there are teachers that continually try to educate themselves on how to be a better teacher, what helps students learn more. They're constantly still learning so they can help their students learn, and that's really the kind of teacher that you would be if you chose to be that. And if you're not like a typical teacher, you might be at a workplace training people or something in that nature. Once you have done all three, once you have tried to understand the world through religion, you pick the one that's best for you. Once you have traveled and picked out different parts of culture that's best for you, and once you have gone to school and learned everything you want to know, you may be very steadfast and you may not want to hear too much from anybody about anything. You may be like, well, I have a master's degree in accounting, so I don't want to hear about your taxes or your tax loop or this cool deduction you found. Even if the other person is right, you may pick your religion or change or whatever you do, but then you don't want to hear about somebody else's opinion. You can like really dig your heels in the dirt when you have come to believe something, probably like in your late 20s, early 30s, maybe 40s, and you don't really want to change. And I would say for this placement, and it's hard because it's Pluto and it's a Scorpio, and probably a lot of you watching have Pluto in Scorpio. Do not be so fixed, even though Pluto is a fixed, Scorpio is a fixed sign. Do not be so fixed that your ear is closed to other people. Open your ears to hear the truth of others because they've also traveled, they've also learned in school, and they also have beliefs that you may continually evolve from. Don't just evolve a little bit and then stay in it. Keep evolving, keep transforming. So to delve deeper into this transformative topic, you may have a very transformative, maybe near-death or traumatic experience at one of these places. Now, Pluto is not such a honky-dory planet, so I don't want to hear from you guys, oh, your interpretation was negative, this is like a dark planet. You can, let's just say something happens to you in your church, your place of worship, in school, or far away that makes you question if you should be there. So in school shooting, maybe your teacher's being inappropriate, maybe you face extreme bullying. In the church, when I was writing the notes for this, it was fascinating. The Doc Antle story was on Netflix. And when I was watching it, it was him using religion to manipulate and have sexual relationships, inappropriate sexual relationships with young girls. And we've all, heard stories about how the church can be very inappropriate, no matter what your religion, or how religion and spirituality can be used to manipulate people. So we said school, we said religion, or travel. You may have something bad happen to you on travel. That show Locked Up Abroad. Or maybe you're stuck, or you lose something, or something bad, and you're just, something traumatic is going to happen to you abroad, in school, or in your place of worship, and it's going to make you be like, rethink everything. You're clutching your pearls. You're going to be like, am I supposed to be here? Should I have come to this country? how do I really feel about school? And how do I really feel about my religion and my place of worship? If something like that can happen. Think about Columbine. I mean, we think when we send, or the school shootings that have been happening in America, you think you send your kid to school and it's the safest place they could be. And you hear certain things like that and it makes us all, that's like a collective ninth house Pluto example. It makes us all think, is school really safe? Do I really want to send my kids to school? And the answer is ultimately up to you. If you're in a place of worship, if you're in a school, if you're abroad, you have a bad experience and you choose to step away, that's understandable. How you step away is up to you. If you have a bad experience abroad and you never go abroad again, that may be the extremity that you're trying to learn how to deal with. If you have a bad experience at one church and you never go to church again, but you love to go to church, it's something that you have to work on within yourself to find the right balance of, I'm not going to let this traumatic experience just knock me down and I sit there. I'm going to find a way to get up, but I don't just want to get up and do the same things I did before. I want to get up and do it to where it feels right to me. If you're at school and let's say your professor is being inappropriate, I've heard these stories, and you may drop out of school. Well, maybe that professor or that school is not for you, but maybe school in general is. So I would say those kinds of traumatic experiences in those places will push you and they're going to knock you down. They're going to try to transform you. Whatever it is, you have to balance what happened with what you want and find a happy medium where your boundaries are being respected, but you're still respecting your mind if you do want to do certain things. So be careful in those places and watch how you feel in those places. Make sure you're always being respected. Make sure you're always being respectful to others. And anything traumatic that happens there, really reflect on it and think about what you can learn and think about if, when, and how you fit into those realms. Pluto is about digging deep. Pluto is about seeing the seedy underbelly of life, and you're going to see it in those three places. And you're going to have to come to some decision and some truth about it. Knowing that school is not always perfect, education is not always perfect, religion doesn't explain everything. No matter what religion you pick, there are major gaps. So you gotta learn to process and really truly come to fully understand how you feel about those, seeing the seedy underbelly of that, and then how it may change your view. Characterize, I would say, in short, by maybe having a rose-colored glasses view of these places and then being an adult and realizing it's not like that when I was a kid, or when I was at school and the principal was always flirting with my teacher or the secretary or the high school students. Like, I just thought it was innocent, but I see now that that wasn't right. That was immoral. Stuff like that. And you may have to grapple with how you feel. So my lessons for my ninth house Pluto people: learn how to channel your passions in a positive way. You have such great passion for these, variety of subjects. And if you put it to good use, you can be really happy and you can bring your passion for these subjects to other people, and you can infect people with your passion for learning. You make other people want to learn. You educate other people well. Some people might say you're the best teacher. You're the teacher who helps me understand it the best. Channel it in a good way. Don't go down the dark Plutonian, Scorpio, dark way. Allow others to have a different opinion, and respectfully, if you feel like you should, agree to disagree. Dig for the truth when necessary. Don't just believe everything that's told to you, because it could be wrong. And if you feel like something is up, dig a little bit deeper so that you can really feel like you know the truth and you understand what you're talking about when you're talking. Allow your passion of those three areas to infect other people. And if you can do that in a positive way, you will be reminding all of us in the world of the beauty of and how significant the ninth house really is in our lives. The ninth house is, I feel like, one that doesn't get a lot of attention. It's not the 1st or the 2nd or the 10th, you know what I mean? It's not the 5th, it's the 9th. Like, who really thinks about the 9th? But through your passion, you remind us all how important it really is and why it needs its own house in itself. So, Pluto in the 9th house, people. Tell me what you like, tell me what you didn't like. Let's have a conversation about it in the comments. Tell me your experiences, video requests, and yeah. And the next video hopefully will be out soon. It's Pluto in the 8th. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, I've left my Instagram. You can hit me up there. All right, and that's it.